Hello, fourth and fifth grade ELLs, boys and girls. This is Mr. Butler again. Last week we talked about personification and idiom. This week we're going to talk about alliteration and onomatopoeia. Big words for a very simple concept. So I hope everybody had a nice week last week. Hope everybody has a good week this week. And away we go. So as we do our figurative language, this is our figurative language. I'm going to move my screen up just a little bit so you can see. There we go. All right. So like I said, we're going to learn alliteration, which is right here, and onomatopoeia, which is this really strange word down here. All right. So as usual, we concentrate every week on our lesson essential question, which is this week: how can understanding figurative language help us to be more fluent in English? Just keep that in mind, and our last lesson's coming up, and then we'll be able to answer that question. So just keep that question in mind. All right, so our most important vocabulary words for this week, my nice little graphic organizer here, are alliteration. Again, that's alliteration, alliteración, alliteración, onomatopoeia, 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 tongue twister, trabalenguas, lang twist, okay? Because there's going to be a little tongue twister that I want you guys to look at real quick. All right, so the words are alliteration, onomatopoeia, and tongue twister. Notice the cognates are, of course, in yellow. Cognates are words in other languages that either look the same, sound the same, or in some way are similar to the English. All right, here we go. Alliteration, the use of the same beginning consonant sound in a line or verse, like a poem. So, for example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Notice the P is repeated there. Peter Piper picked, peck, pickled peppers, all P's. And now also notice that the words a and of are in there. So you don't have to use all P's. You don't have to do all the way around. You can add other words in there that aren't the same with the same letter, okay? But the majority of the letter has to be the same. The majority of letters of the sentence has to be the same, okay? All right. So, Carmen carefully caught Carl, C sound. Okay? Steve saved 7 seagulls. Now with this one, Steve is an ST, which is a consonant blend. So that means you can use consonant blends when you create an alliteration. Doesn't have to be Steve all the way down. Okay, and the example is continued on the last one. Brian bought black brollies. Now, a brolly is another word for an umbrella. Okay, so again, Brian, BR, black, BL, brollies, BR. So you can go back and forth using BR and just B or BL as long as the letter that remains constant or the same letter is the first letter. Okay, all right. Here's a fun one. You can try to see if you can say this over and over and over again. I'll say it for you first of all. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? That's how it's supposed to sound about normal speed. You can read it much slower. That's fine. But the fun part is trying to pronounce that over and over and over again without messing the words up. I've practiced that several times, so that's why I know. I've messed this up before, and I've had a lot of laughs doing it. So it's very funny because it's very silly. All right, so what is an onomatopoeia? It's very simple. Let me explain. Onomatopoeia is a word that imitates or suggests the source of the sound that it makes. So if any of you have either read comic books or seen a comic book, then you've probably seen a scene like this. This is, of course, Batman and Robin. Now, notice the words around them. Okay, take a second to notice the words around them. Pow, biff, bam, sock, blap. Those are onomatopoeias. Onomatopoeias. Okay, all of them. So, all of the other words and these are also onomatopoeias. So they're words that make sounds. Okay, that's all they are. Just words that have sounds. Bang, clang, crash, clink, click, buzz, honk. Anything that's a noise that you can say, that's an onomatopoeia. Okay, so all these are onomatopoeias. All right. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. I have practices for you. I have kind of fun songs that deal with alliteration and onomatopoeia. I also have worksheets for you guys to work on and practice with. They're fairly easy. They're not going to take very long. Okay, they just tell you the difference between alliteration and onomatopoeia. So remember, alliteration is usually having the same first letter over and over and over again. Okay, throughout the sentence. Now, you don't have to have it every single word, but most of the words have to begin in the same letter. Onomatopoeia, again, is a word for a sound. Okay? All right, so remember to do those worksheets and listen to those songs, especially listen to those songs. They're kind of fun to bop along with, and try those worksheets out. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. That's pretty much it for this lesson, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right, you guys have a good week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.